From on MGM Plus is one of the craziest shows ever. Like, for the show to be in its second season, on its 7th episode, have this many people hooked and give the audience this few answers, means the writers know what they're doing, right? So in this video, I'm going to break down the episode 7 trailer, and I'm also going to discuss 3 different theories that I kind of, been wondering and sort of theorizing, or I guess coming up with. Please leave me your thoughts about my thoughts down below in the comment section. And then also, please slap a like on this video. The like goal is going to be 42. If you add a 0, that's a wee joke. 420 is like goal. And then also, please subscribe. I'm new to making From content, but I plan on continuing to do so even when season 2 goes off the air. We've already, got confirmation that season 3 is going to be happening From. Please subscribe and please slap a like. Okay, so to start out with, Epix TV or MGM Plus does a pretty terrible job of giving us the promo for the next episode. Like, if you watch it on TV, it plays right after the episode, but I watch it on my phone and on my laptop, so I don't get that trailer that comes on after the episode premieres. So you can go to Spoiler TV. The YouTube channel is called Spoiler TV here on YouTube, and they have From Season 2, Episode 7 promo. The episode's going to be called Belly of the Beast, but you can watch it there, right? So we've got several things that I want to break down, right? So the first one, right, is that Jade is finally going to start discussing the tunnels with Tabitha, right? So in a quick shot of a scene, he goes, Tabitha goes, these are the same symbols that are in the tunnel. And then our boy Jade, the dude that may have all of the answers, because he's the most curious, right, alongside Jim, what tunnels, right? So she's going to tell him, hey, there's these tunnels that the monsters crawl out of, and really, if we could block them off, maybe the monsters can't come out anymore. I can't believe Tabitha has kept her goddamn mouth shut this whole time. Like, hey, lady, tell everybody else about the tunnels. Tell them about how you went down there with Victor, saw the monster sleeping in the daytime, snuck out. You know where it is because you went back and stacked the blocks, and then remember Ankui? Remember all the demon children trying to get you? Why don't you open your fucking mouth and tell everybody the secrets of the town? Jesus. And then another scene that I want to discuss is Jim is speaking with the skinhead dude who was forced to live in the van. He may not actually be a skinhead, but he's got a shaved head. Anyway, they're like discussing, you got to remember, Jim is a theme park experimenter. Like, he's a roller coaster engineer, right? So he tests and builds equipment to scare people for a living. He gives them thrills, right? So he would be the one, alongside Jade, who's a computer software Elon Musk type of individual, to figure out that this is a simulation, right? So he's talking with the skinhead dude, and he's like, the skinhead dude goes, yo, what makes you think that some of these people here aren't in on this? Like, what makes you think they aren't in on this experiment? Because Jim thinks that this whole thing is a simulation designed to test people and experiment. And he's like, maybe it's all a giant virtual reality type of event that's just designed to scare us, right? That may be the case, but I hope it's something more. Because in my opinion, that would be like sort of a cop-out. If this is all sort of like a simulation and each one of these individuals has been kidnapped and put in a coma, and they're in this sort of virtual reality world, and it seems like something that's becoming they're giving us clues to in the show is that when you stand up to these monsters, they no longer work. Like, they can't get you. And in my opinion, if it was a demon alien world or like in a certain layer of hell, like one of the theories that I immediately came up with after watching the first episode, right? A lot of the stuff that I'm repeating in this video, everybody who's watching this series probably thought it at least once or twice, right? But like that theory of standing up to them and then they back down, that's becoming more apparent and prevalent in this series. Like, that makes my hell dimension or circle of hell go out the window, because you can't stand up to, a demon that's going to kill you, like, that's designed to torture you. Like, you can't stand up to them to make them go away. That wouldn't make much sense, right? Another thing that I want to talk about, sorry, to cap that off, let me know your thoughts about what's happening with Like when you stand up to these demons, they kind of back up and go away. Let me know your thoughts about that down below. But another thing from the trailer that I wanted to discuss for episode 7, Smiley, everybody's favorite monster. He looked like he was dead. He laid there on the ground. All the other monsters sort of looked around him and then walked away. Here's something I think I immediately, popped into my head. To see, what if he's playing with him, right? Remember what he says right after Boyd slits his throat open and he puts his blood in there? He goes, "This is fun," right? What if he's just playing along? What if, because remember at the beginning of the episode 7 trailer, they say, let's take him inside. Let's take the body of the dead monster that they killed with the bloodworms, that Boyd killed with the bloodworms. And let's not say they, because honestly, nobody else had anything to do with it except for Boyd. They all thought he was crazy. Harold Perrineau does an amazing job. He's definitely the best actor in the entire series, in my opinion. Like, all of the other actors are good, but any scene Boyd is in, he steals it. I'm like, all right, what are we doing, Boyd? Where we going, right? So anyway, they're like, yo, let's take this body inside. So what if what if he knew that it was close to the sun? Here's my theory to it. If he's playing with him, Smiley's not actually dead and he's playing with him, right? And actually, the main reason why I'm saying this is because I watched an interview with the actor who plays Smiley, and he literally says, you don't know for sure if he's dead, right? He kind of gives it away and then backtracks a little bit. But anyway, what if his goal is to, like, he went into the dormant state of how they are. They sleep in the daytime, they come out at nighttime. What if he wanted them to take him in past the talisman, like, in the daytime, he's inside one of the buildings, and they just leave his body alone, not thinking that he's going to wake up, and then towards the end of the episode, he wakes up, lets more demons in, and they come in and kill some people. Let me know what you all think about my suggestions or ideas, predictions that will happen in, from Season 2, Episode 7. Now let's move on to some overall theories that I have. Okay, so what if, what's up with these bloodworms, right? What are they, okay? They're clearly... and I've seen some debate on this, and I kind of made up my mind on it. Let me know what you think down below. But like, remember Sarah in season 1 has her veins move, kind of look like Boyd's bloodworms, but then they rip open pieces of her flesh that sort of spell out "kill the boy," right? That's not sort of. It spells out "kill the boy." It's like she's being scratched by the demon in daytime, right? And it's telling her to kill the boy. Obviously, she tries to do that, but is unsuccessful. Now, when you put up images of Boyd's bloodworms moving and Sarah's veins being ripped open, they don't exactly look the same. So in my opinion, these are two separate things, right? Sarah got the demons messing with her and inside of her body from being at Fromville. Boyd had somebody give him worm AIDS, just a bloodborne pathogen by putting their contaminated blood into his blood, and he had the bloodworms that way. So in my opinion, that's definitive that the bloodworms that Boyd has are not the same thing as the demonic possession or hallucinations, rather, that Sarah was seeing. Remember, everybody kind of sees the hallucinations differently when they're affecting Boyd. He sees Civil War soldiers at one point, then he sees people hanging from the tree, and then obviously with Tabitha, she sees the little kids that are following her. So the visions kind of affect people differently, but they affected Sarah when she had her skin being ripped open. And it's not the same as Boyd's bloodworms. Boyd's bloodworms are something different. It's like a viral infection that can potentially kill the monsters, as we see. We'll know for sure in episode 7 if he's actually dead. But if they can kill the monsters, then that makes sense. The bloodworms are a higher form of demonic creature that can take out the lower forms, which are the monsters that come out at nighttime. Remember, Boyd was told by the crazy dude that was chained up to the wall that those monsters are just the beginning. So the worms are probably something higher up in the hierarchy that can take out the lower tier monsters, the demons who retain human form. Real quick, I want to ask you all, who do you all think is going to die this season? Like, we've only got episodes 7, 8, 9, and 10, so that's 4 more episodes left this season. Who do you think is going to die at the very end? In my opinion, Sarah. Sarah will be a major death that will happen this season, and then we'll likely lose either Jade or Jim, right? So we're going to lose a character that has some answers. To keep some mystery in the show going for season 3, we're going to have to lose one of these characters that has some answers before they can get a chance to share that information with the rest of the group. So in my opinion, someone like that would be Jay, Jim, or Sarah. Let me know who you all think. Which major character will die by the end of this season? Oh, and then also real quick before I forget, episode 7 trailer. We see Fatima walking up to Ellis, and she's like saying, I gotta tell you something, and she's holding her stomach. And this is not my idea. I've seen this repeated on the Facebook from groups that I'm a part of, but Fatima's pregnant. That's why she's been acting weird the past couple of days. Remember, they were gonna get married in Fromville, so she's pregnant. That's my prediction, another prediction for episode 7. Alright, and lastly, to cap this video off, we're proposing the question to y'all. I'll tell my answers here in a second. Where do y'all think Fromville, / what do you think it is? I already kind of mentioned it, so I'll briefly mention it again. I think it's 3 different potential possibilities. One is that it's a virtual simulation, like alternate reality kind of thing, or virtual reality kind of thing set on, and that could be ran through either Boyd's company or something related to Jim's storyline with him being an engineer for a theme park. Could be Dimension of Hell, right? All these people are dead, and they're sort of stuck in limbo until they can figure that out. There is no way out, right? And they're all just gonna have to die. And then they go to a deeper layer of hell or something. And then the third option is they've all been abducted by aliens, and this is kind of similar to the experiment, since that like it's a virtual reality thing kind of thing, except for it's otherworldly or aliens. And they're, doing what aliens tend to do on Earth, at least whenever you hear about UFOs, is that they abduct people and run experiments on them. So that could be what's happening in Fromville. Out of those 3 choices, let me know 2 things. One, which one of your favorite out of the 3 that I just mentioned? And also, the second thing is, what are your own thoughts? Like, where do you think it is? So again, that's a virtual reality experiment that's happening on Earth, and they've all are sort of like in a virtual reality coma, right? And they don't know that all of this is fake. 2 is that it is an alternate dimension of hell, a circle of hell. And then 3 is that it's aliens. Let me know down below. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and slap a like on this video.